They tell you faith is sacred, that belief is a virtue, that obedience brings salvation. But faith is not sacred when it shields abusers. Belief is not virtue when it's built on fear, and obedience doesn't bring salvation. It brings enslavement. They don't want you thinking. They don't want you questioning. They want you kneeling. Because when you kneel, you don't resist. And when you don't resist, they can do whatever they want. And that is how they get away with it. Every single time. A religion built on ultimatums isn't faith. It's a cult. Faith does not threaten you with suffering if you disobey. It does not demand compliance under the promise of punishment. It does not tell children eternal damnation awaits them if they dare think for themselves. But that's exactly what religious institutions do. Because fear is the ultimate control mechanism. And when fear is absolute, obedience is effortless. You don't challenge. You don't resist. You submit. Because the alternative is terror. Tell a child they will burn forever if they make a mistake. And you don't create faith. You create trauma. Tell them every thought, every impulse, every natural instinct that condemn them to eternal suffering. And you don't create morality. You create fear-based obedience. And that obedience doesn't come without consequences. Studies have shown that individuals raised under extreme religious doctrines, especially those rooted in punishment, are more likely to suffer from anxiety, depression, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts. This isn't salvation. It's lifelong psychological warfare, and it needs to end. This is not failure. This is not a rare mistake. This is a system designed for monsters to thrive. The numbers make it undeniable. 80% of victims in Catholic clergy abuse cases were boys, and 89% of preachers were predators. This is not by accident, not by coincidence, but because predators knew they would be protected, because the institution itself shields them instead of their victims. Across all faiths, scandals surface again and again and again. Thousands of cases, generations of suffering, lives ruined, while the guilty walk free. And every single time they're caught, the response is the same. Denial, cover-up, relocation, never punishment, never accountability, because reputation matters more than justice. Loyalty matters more than truth. Grow the fuck up. They didn't ask for your trust. They take it before you can resist. before doubt exists, before thought forms, before you can even understand the difference between fear and faith. They tell you what to believe, what to obey, what to fear. You memorize prayers before you grasp their meaning, and you are rewarded for submission, and are punished severely for questioning. This is not education. This is indoctrination. Fear is the greatest tool of control, and religion perfected it. They tell children about hell before they can even understand the world around them. They ingrain the idea that stepping out of line means eternal torture, that thinking differently leads to damnation. When a child hears this enough times, it stops being faith. It becomes terror management, a lifelong ingrained fear that never fully fades. And when fear is permanent, obedience is effortless. This isn't just protection. This is organized defense of criminals. The institution does not self-correct. It does not seek justice. It survives by denying, dismissing, silencing, by ensuring every exposed truth is treated like a one-time failure instead of proof that the system itself is rotten to its core. And the people believe them, because when faith controls your mind, reality is what they tell you it is. How does this cycle continue? How do abusers walk free while their victims remain silenced? Because churches are granted immunity. Because religious institutions are given legal protections that no other organization receives. Exempt from scrutiny, exempt from investigation, allowed to operate outside the laws that govern everyone else. If a system enables predators, manipulates minds, silences victims, it should not be above the law. It should be held in the same standards as any other institutions. Enough is enough. The immunity must end. They say faith is a choice. But if it really were a choice, why does leaving it feel like death? Because when you walk away, you don't just lose belief, you lose everything. Your family, your community, the world you were raised in. And they built it that way, to ensure the cost of freedom is so damn fucking high that most people will probably never dare to claim it. So they stay. Not because they believe, but because there's nowhere else to go.
Son L'onum sura lafat cansorulet mus et potem brulet patet cosmi vistul vandaros gefat perulet fat at potulet muleni tornet sustorulat patet alin fruat fatulat salvistel faturera